So I had
Wow.
a heart operation when I was 18. I suffered from a heart condition that started at the age of 12, where basically my pulse would jump until 250 per minute. And if
Oh my
that
gosh.
wouldn't be stopped within a few minutes, that I would die. And that attack would happen pretty much twice per week for 7, 8 years. So
Wow.
until the nerve was burned on my heart and the condition was removed. And then on top of that, when I was 16, I started to have autoimmune disease that was interstitial cystitis, which is very rare, undefined, uncurable disease that is extremely painful. And I was told I would be on the medication until the rest of my life. And in the worst case scenario, they're going to remove my bladder.
They were going to
So
remove your bladder.
that's the
Wow.
extreme case of the condition. Yes, they remove your bladder.
Wow.
And so I spent years on searching for answers and searching for healers, for
Mm.
anything that could help me to change who I was.
Mm.
So as you can imagine, I really didn't like who I was. I didn't like my condition. I didn't like my disease. I didn't like my family circumstances. I didn't like the relationship I had. There was not much to like. So, so everything I really always desired was to be different to who I was.
Mm. So is this
And
self-rejection that you talk about in your book as
precisely,
well?
exactly. And that was this self-rejection that was created. And at the age of 24, there was a shift that happened in me where, for the first time probably in my life, I just let go and I just accepted not yet myself, but I accepted my circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
I accepted my condition and I sort of told myself, okay, well, if this is supposed to be the situation for the rest of my life, well, so be it. I
Mm-hmm.
let go fighting it. And in that moment, what occurred is actually a, a tremendous shift in what I started to attract to my reality. Because for the first time, I stopped rejecting first my circumstances,
Mm.
then people around me, and then actually eventually myself. And when that happened, I cured myself from the
Wow.
disease because I realized years later, actually, when I started to study consciousness and study what actually happened to me, I realized that you can't heal something that you don't consider yours. You can't
Mm.
cure any condition that you don't consider yours.
Because
And
you rejected
so,
everything.
of
You
course,
weren't
and
you weren't well, you weren't ready to accept. And it sounds so it's so interesting because I kind of want to draw the parallel to you when you were younger with your brother as well, and how you even healed that relationship, which is so beautiful and so profound
mm,
for so many of us who have those relationships with our siblings, where we're trying to fix things for so long, for so long, for so
yes,
long, or we have this expectation in our minds that we want to be the peacemaker. We want to, we have this expectation in our minds the way that it should go, but then we're constantly defeated because it doesn't really go as planned. And for you, when you said, when you stopped rejecting that and the expectation around it,
yes,
and to sit in the stillness of the emptiness, I love that so much because
mm,
that's when it allowed you to, because you weren't trying to fix, you weren't trying to do anything.
correct,
You just kind of let it go. And then
yes,
through that, there was no more expectation. And it
yes.
even seems like the same thing with your autoimmune disease.
Yeah, because the moment you desire something, you generate an enormous amount of fear that that thing that you desire might not happen. So you push it away constantly. And it's very hard practically, but actually, the easiest way to cure yourself is to let go of desire to be healed, you know,
Mm,
and is to really love your disease. And it's hard in practice because if you say to someone, "Well, love your cancer," everyone is like, "Are you kidding me? How can I?" But you should never reject something that is yours. And that's the rule number one. Your body has created it for a reason, you know, and your body number one mission is to survive. So if your body creates a disease, it's also to survive. So it's to heal something different. It's to eliminate through a disease some subconscious conflict and blockage that is trapped inside you and blocking you on much more profound level. And so in order to really release any physical condition is to first of all be grateful for that condition, because that condition is there to heal something else. And the moment you have that acceptance and that love for your own disease and for every single part of yourself, for everything you are creating, that's when you speed up the healing process, because you communicate to your subconsciousness, this is mine and I own it and you can heal it. So you initiate the healing process. If you reject yourself or any part of yourself, there can't be any healing process initiated in your body.
Wow. Wow. See you next time at the Brave Table.